Hello there, internet. Hello there, YouTube. Pardon me for a minute. Sorry, I just need to clear my throat. Welcome back to the Hermit Gamers continuing series of solo hardcore playthroughs of the game X-Men Legends 2. We are on Act 3 of our Scarlet Witch run today. Sorry, Act 2, but the third part of our Scarlet Witch run today. It's been the most difficult, even though I have done runs prior that were explicitly meant to be challenge runs. This has been harder than any of them. This is explicitly for solo play, very, very specific. Scarlet Witch is the worst character in the game. There's no contest. No contest. Anyway, we're gonna get in there and you'll get to see exactly why. Not that it hasn't been not that it hasn't been demonstrated in the previous streams, but we'll continue demonstrating it as we go on. So let's get in there.
Let the games begin.
So the problem with Scarlet Witch, if you'll recall,
Hello, mate.
the thing that drove me absolutely mad when I was doing the Rogue playthrough, and that's probably the one I've struggled with the most aside from this one, the thing that drove me just crazy doing that was, I don't know if it's worth putting points in this. It does scale quite well. Like, what if I would just... It almost gets to 300% in 3 skill points. That's pretty decent. But I think for now, we'll be a little bit wary about throwing those skill points around. But anyway, as I was saying, so the problem with that Rogue build is the Rogue is slow. Scarlet Witch has the same problem. Like, these are her abilities. You can see how slow the casting animations are. You're stuck for so long. Her range attacks, her projectiles, the physical projectiles are slow, so they're almost impossible to aim with any kind of precision in this game because of the way auto-aim works. You can't just kind of point and click at a spot on the screen where you know an enemy is going to be based on their movement speed. It don't work like that. So what you really need to do with Scarlet Witch is just kind of spam down corridors. And hope for the best. As things stand, this particular ability that we're using, Reality Shift, does decent enough damage. And its damage is okay. It scales relatively well. And you get about 10% damage, an extra 10 damage per point, which is not great, but it's something. You then will get Hex Mastery as well, which can amplify it further. If you're using Amplify Luck, which we will be, but for currently, it's we want the duration up just a little bit before we start keeping it on. So if you have that and you have Hex Mastery, the single target damage of Reality Shift gets fairly decent. But the casting speed is always a massive impediment. And realistically, this is our best damage ability just because it's our only feasible AoE ability. And, you know, early game, we literally had to kill everything with this, or melees, and that's why it took us like an hour and a half to get to Grizzly. Like, you know, the first sub-boss. Is because we were just like, you know, kiting 4 bugs halfway across the, you know, like having to like bait out their attacks, you know, bunny hop over them, turn around, throw a hex, and you know, it was like 3 hexes per bug, with maybe 3 hexes just randomly whiffing, you know. So, like, it took so long. Like, you just cannot use the hexes to kill, you know, like, it's okay for a character that has sustain to be killing stuff essentially 1 enemy at a time. That's feasible. We don't have sustain.
Oh my! How did that happen?
What we do have on this ability specifically is a little bit of CC, which is, you know, very nice. And it's kind of the ability's only saving grace. The fact that, yes, it is AoE, and yes, it does CC. We're going to get a boss mob dropping down somewhere. Is it No, it's in the next cave. Okay. It's pretty good for breaking environmental, so I'll give it that.
That is far too heavy. I'd have thought you'd be more trouble.
And we don't actually want to smoke with that group, but what we are going to do is... Oh, okay, maybe I'm just dead here? No, okay. Yeah, I want my body. Just to pull some aggro, and that's what I was hoping for. Execution wasn't exactly perfect, but
That was quite enjoyable.
I wanted to get some value out of the that aspect of the ultimate, because the ultimate does make enemies kind of join you. You know, as you saw, a decent amount of time. You can kind of get like a decent little following together when the ult is higher level. Now, this is the boss fight. Otherwise, I would go farm extremes. I can't afford to not have an extreme with this character. Like it's all she has. She'll die. I'll just randomly go around a corner with no extreme and just die.
Don't pat yourself on the back. You're free.
Main thing is to get this big guys.
He's stronger now. That was quite enjoyable.
See if I can get my buff. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but it does give you extra crit strike chance. So. But as you can see, our time to kill is just not good, considering, you know, that we just can't tank. Like, we can't.
It's good to see. Yes, I do know. Destiny, then let's get...
Well, return.
We're gonna have to do so much kiting, use so much like positional cheese and peeling and stuff. Like, we're okay here. The main fear in Act 2 is we've just passed it. It's the tunnels where enemies drop down. Another area you can potentially get yourself killed is a trap, which I have triggered unintentionally, even though I've been playing this game for a bajillion years. Because I was talking over the stream, so I wasn't really paying attention. But usually I don't go to the trap. So the trap is... I don't think of the trap as a place where I'm likely to die. Particularly if I'm doing a run like this, where I kind of have to be on my game, or I will get punished a lot. So I'm not worried about that particularly. The dangers in Act 2 then are once we get indoors, once we get into the temple area,
So we really are.
a lot of dangerous ranged enemies. And that's gonna be very difficult to deal with. I think we can use that now. We have terrible gear though, in fairness. It's not. Like, we haven't. I mean, the Uncanny and Psychic are good. The belt is terrible. So I guess actually it's not that bad. I'm kind of being a little bit dramatic. But I don't think there's anything worth buying here. We'll grab the things.
What do you want?
Astonishing, actually. So accurate level 20. If I could afford it, we probably should be able to afford it by then.
100%.
Because this is like 2 pieces of gear for our next upgrade. That's not something I want to kind of just walk past. I have to try to keep it in mind that that's there. So keep pumping combustion. If we can, we pump amplified luck. And now I'm just not really sure. And I have been putting the occasional point in strike because I am hoping to switch to plus physical damage equipment, so that we can actually like punch things a little bit, but also because it's one of the things that synergizes relatively well with combustion. But probably, honestly, I should stop it because I can't really afford to like build for equipment that I don't have yet. So we're just gonna do from now on. We'll just do a straight dump in body and focus, and it's like I've lost like I don't know, maybe 15 stat points, which is, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. You know, what's going to save this run? Actually, that is an upgrade. Hold on. That's crazy. Like, I forgot to put the old one on, and the game is like, yeah, it has something better. So yeah, right now, we're kind of face tanking and eating a lot of unnecessary damage because I'm gonna be honest, if I feel like I'm safe to do it, I will do it, because there are going to be places where I'm not safe to do it, and actually the way you have to kite with this hero, especially if you're in an open area like this, it's just pain. But yeah, I said combustion would definitely help, that it would start to fall off towards the end of Act 2, which it is going to.
That was quite enjoyable.
But there's kind of nothing else that I can use. That's the problem. Her only abilities that legitimately deal damage are this and Reality Shift. And Reality Shift is single target, and it's extremely slow, and the projectile is extremely slow. You can't, you know, you can't do a Cyclops with Scarlet Witch where you kind of like just run and kite everything.
Enjoy your next.
The clear speed. Honestly, for having an AoE, I'm not in love with it. And the energy cost is unbelievable. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's not like I'm surprised to find that this character is the worst character. I've described her as the worst character in the game many times. It's very specifically for solo play. As I've said before, in a team, perfectly good. She has really good buffs that, like, a lot of heroes just can't provide those buffs. Like, so most of the damage buffs in this game only increase your melee damage, which then increases the damage of skills that scale off your melee damage. Now, I don't know if I should put a point in Reality Shift. I really don't. Like... I don't know. We'll hold off on it for now. And yeah, just straight split, body focus. I probably should start scaling body a little bit more. It should be a little bit higher, a little bit closer to our focus score than it currently is.
What have we here?
Terribly sorry about that.
You ain't seen the last of me.
As you can see though, like Reality Shift can do a lot of damage. But
Get back. This one's mine.
Enjoy your nap.
that's like presuming it hits. I don't know. Maybe we will lean into Reality Shift. Perhaps Reality Shift for ranged enemies and then Discuss for melee enemies rather than Combustion.
You might want to surrender. Terribly sorry about that.
The issue is like, you know, I genuinely have to be like running at someone to consistently hit them with this. I think this is the trap. I swear they just said something about how they were waiting for me. I was talking again, so I missed it if it was. Anyway, it's fine.
Looky here.
Enjoy your nap.
Yeah, sometimes it just kind of does the business. It's not too bad at all. Yeah, and then other times it plays out like that.
We got him now, trooper.
I believe you've lost. Give me help this instant.
Oh my gosh. It would help if I could actually hit them.
I believe you've lost.
But this is the thing, it's like I say, damage solves all your problems, and characters who don't have damage have big problems. Because what do you do when you just can't kill the stuff that's hurting you? Like, you die.
What do you want? I guarantee all of it, 100%.
Yeah, so astonishing or accurate there, and then probably visionary there. Would be worth picking up. Problem is, I'm perpetually broke.
you've lost.
Because of the amount of energy pots I'm having to buy. Well, that's one thing that Hexbolt is possible of doing.
Oh dear. You might want to surrender. Terribly sorry about that.
But you can see, like, with Amplified Luck, we kind of do a chunk of damage. It's just, unfortunately, at this point, it's just at that awkward spot where it just doesn't really last long enough. So unless you know that there's a tough fight coming that you kind of pre-buff yourself for, you're not just gonna have it up while you run around clearing ads.
Let's roll, Trooper.
So,
Oh, I bet
that. Really no reason to break those. I'm just doing it out of principle, I suppose. The existence annoys me, upsets me, whatever.
enjoy your nap.
I so don't care about the boxes. I don't even break the box. It's just like, nah. I don't even know why I came all the way back there. I know there's a collectible somewhere. I used to be a fiend for those. So I just have a lot of like muscle memory for running to the places where they are on the map. At least I can break this box. It's wild that we have to like combo a box. Our melee damage is so low. Fighting for our life against the box.
Target has reached this position.
I'd have thought you'd be more trouble.
I don't actually know how to take these fights with Reality Shift. Like, I genuinely think it may be an unusable ability because I can't kind of like peek a corner because it's so slow. I just eat damage anyway. The further away I get, the better the trade gets for them because, like, I don't think any enemy in the game has a projectile that's this slow. So it's just way easier for them to dodge my bullets than it is for me to dodge theirs. So it essentially gets worse at range against ranged enemies. But this is why I'm like...
I'd have thought you'd be more trouble.
Yeah, strongly of the belief that what we actually need is to just bait them into combustion. It's so sad that, like I say, I genuinely don't believe this character was play tested, because even if you were playing with a really strong team, and your team is just clapping everything, and your Scarlet Witch, you're sitting in the back, you're putting these like super strong buffs on them, you're still not going to be having fun playing Scarlet Witch. Like, you're like going to shoot a hex ball, and it's not like your animation is still going to be animating. Like when everything is dead, your teammates have already killed everything, they've already exploded, it's gone, the whole room is clear, and you're like still firing a hex ball that would have missed anyway. But, you know, we have to use the tools we have, and we have really terrible, rusty, awful tools. As you can see, the ability can hit pretty hard. Like, that wasn't slow. The Soren? You know, he's usually pretty tanky. Takes a while to chip down. But I guess maybe that's even just what we have to keep Reality Shift for. Maybe just for bosses. I really don't know. I mean, we're getting decent bang for a buck out of our skill points for the time being, so maybe we can afford to just put some points in it regardless. You know. Like, I'm not being greedy on this, but I'm not even getting points in Mutant Mastery. So we should have some points to spare. And I have a bunch of danger missions I can do, which I should, because
I'd have thought you'd be more trouble.
it would definitely be nice to get that level sooner rather than later.
This isn't over.
And you see how beaten up we get. But, you know, look, as long as they're not getting burst and dying, you know, if we're clearing it, then we're clearing it. That's all I care about. I'm just like, I am genuinely thinking to myself, like, how are we going to do this map or that map? Because looking at how we're doing on here, I don't know. It's going to be rough. There's going to be a lot of extreme token farming. And here, we're going to have to grab... Oh, I've already used my point portal. Alright, it is what it is. Come back. Just going to grab someone with might. We'll do the other side first, then.
Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, like when it's just like an isolated 1v1, you know you're not going to die, and you can kind of just like run it down on them.
Quite enjoyable.
Like, this ability's... It's a pretty consistent one-shot, which, to be honest, not a lot of stuff in this game is. Especially since it's only got one skill point in it. And I'm not using any external buffs. The box is kind of, like, weirdly held as well, I swear. Like, we're getting a lot of tech bits from those boxes, and we need those tech bits.
You're done for.
Hold on. Corridors could actually be worth going to the corridors first.
I'm sorry to bother. It isn't that.
Don't talk to me.
Mr. Simpson.
Bro, one Sailor Scout gives us that much trouble. We are not in easy game, easy life territory here. Let me tell you. But this is good. This is actually the faster way to do this, to map this. So
What do you want?
I like it. Let's just grab some stuff, sell some stuff. I thought I had more stuff than that to sell. Alright, that's what it is.
Sorry, no credit.
Aha, what I did have was danger and missions to do. But we may just quickly, cheekily skip over them. We'll see. We'll see. I really want to avoid doing the elemental tomb or temple or whatever the stupid thing's called. I just don't want to do that if I can avoid it.
Enjoy your nap.
This room is going to be pain. It's so open, there's just nowhere to bait things. And these guys will just kite forever. It wouldn't be a challenge run if there was no challenge. And this is not challenge in the sense of being like, you know, mechanically demanding or anything. It's just patience, knowledge, and a little bit of planning of just like, oh, okay, I have a good idea of what I'm gonna have to deal with in each area, and I just think to myself like, okay, well, how are we gonna deal with it? And sometimes I think that, you know, when I encounter it, it's like, oh, okay, wow, all right, I see that. That's scary. I gotta get away from that and think about how I'm gonna deal with it. Like, just run away. That's the best advice I can give to anyone. Like, not just in this game. Like, Diablo 2, Baldur's Gate, any kind of RPG type game where Fallout, whatever, where you're gonna do hardcore runs. Or, you know, where you're just not using saves or whatever, like, where there are real stakes to death. Like, just be a pussy, run away from everything that's scary, and like, don't be afraid to just like literally like hide something in a circle for 5 minutes while you think about what you're gonna do next. Because I was legitimately doing that sometimes with Scarlet Witch in the Cersei tunnels, like literally just like running in a circle with like 6 enemies chasing me, just thinking to myself, hold on a minute, how do I actually deal with this? Because I would forget to bunny hop, and then like I'd eat a bunch of damage trying to kite them in a more typical way, and but anyway, yeah, but just like, if you don't have to deal with something, that's good. It's why the most dangerous things in the game are places like this is why I say, like, in Act 2, the most dangerous area is the area coming up. I think it's the Nuali Gateway or whatever it is, because there's a spot where the game just pops you in front of an elite pack, and every room that you would run to, basically, that you would try to kite them to, has another elite pack in it. And that, like, that's when you die in games like this, is like, and this is why I always say, and always when you see me playing the game, like, I'm so averse to just like skipping content and running through areas, unless I'm playing like a super powerful character who can do it very safely. Because there's just always that situation where it's like, okay, but if I do run into something around the next corner that I can't deal with, and I have to come back to this room or some other room, am I even going to be able to do that? Can I press the switch game? That would be really nice. Thank you. I didn't want to deal with all of them in there, but it's fine now. But yeah, and it's just like, it's just that. It's like, okay, can I run back? How far can I run back? How much space do I have? Sometimes you need a lot. Sometimes you need half a level worth. So, you know, you have to just like make space for yourself, no matter how slow or painful the process is. And you know, the strong heroes are the ones that just don't need, but they just instantly make space for themselves, you know, like they have delete buttons, they have invincibility, so they don't even need space. It doesn't matter if they're being crowded. I came back for something like,
what do you want?
specific and necessary, and then I just completely forgot what it was. Hold on. I can get that level advance, but it's a little bit pricey. That's right, I need a flyer. Okay, you'll do. Thank you. And this is, you know, I don't bring other characters down unless it's quest essential. So, you know, they're not here to help. They're here to enable further progression as a solo, you know, because I get rid of them as soon as they have done their job, which in this case is flying across here and pushing that thing. And the thing is, my character can sometimes teleport here, otherwise I would just chuck him off the edge there. So we're going to come back quickly. Yeah, we make sure Scarlet Witch is nice and far away from the edge, because sometimes they will literally lemming off after. Yes, I have had that happen, and I've had runs lost because of it. Anyway, we've got this now. We can come up here. I don't really know what's up here. I think this is goes to the gateway or the corridors.
I'm going to enjoy.
That's scary. Elemental Tomb. Alright, so we're going to skip that. My main concern is to hit level 20 before the end boss, and that's not going to be a problem. So I can afford to skip the Elemental Tomb. It's a really frustrating area to go into as a solo, and it's not necessary for progression. And to be honest, I can't, like, because it is a bonus area, like, I couldn't even complete it without bringing in other heroes, which, you know, I'm not allowed to do that if it's not for progression. So, you know, this character literally can't even complete the area. We would literally just be going in there to clear the enemies for the EXP. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, by the way. We don't want to go to the gateway because I haven't gotten all the haven't gotten the keys from the shrine yet. But yeah, it's I think it's better to do it that way and then come complete the shrine and then go straight to the gateway with both keys. And I probably should have farmed an extreme just to be safe, but this area specifically, I'm not too worried about dying in. The area with the pool, I know you can get enhanced damage mobs of these guys, who are dangerous. But here it's usually just normals. If there are elites, they're not usually going to have auras and stuff. They're just going to be like, you know, whatever the champions, I guess you would call them. Like a champ mob sort of thing.
Ah, there you are.
I believe you've lost.
My health bar took a bit of a flogging there. Ooh, astonishing. This is very, very slight upgrade, but still an upgrade. Although, what is this? Wonder Girl. Oh, okay. All right. I'm with you. Hell yeah. That's nice. That's a huge upgrade. And yeah, we kind of need to pump body a little bit. I've been really negligent on it, and that's kind of why my health bar looks like it's taking such a beating. I should be able to tank these fights just a little bit better. But I mean, our AP economy, even with the amount of focus I've been pumping, is just...
Terribly sorry about that.
it's just in the weeds. And there's not a lot I can do about that. We just have to eat lots of potions. Lovely. And we'll go back this way, grab someone with Mike, get them to move those pillars, and continue on. Look at that, Blink Portal's back. We just have the timing, we have the strats, the map strats, although this hasn't been particularly efficient. No. Someone with my...
Colossus.
I have the ABC News theme just like stuck in my head. I think it's a remix or something. Club track that is really popular here for a little while.
Affirmative.
Kind of does slap. Affirmative. Alright, let's go. And pardon? Go take a nap.
My legs grow weak.
Alright. And that is the imprecise sort of workaround I use. Because of the way the Blue Portal system works, I can't go back and, you know, take them back without waiting minutes. And if there isn't an extraction point nearby, I have to just kind of eat them somewhere.
I'd have thought you'd be more trouble.
Yeah, shoot the logs. Definitely. Donkey races. Come on. Okay. See what I mean when I say, like, we're standing right next to him. And it doesn't matter here because these guys aren't going to kill me. It doesn't matter if I whiff it 3 or 4 times. But we will come to fights where it does. And then you just kind of die. I mean, admittedly, yeah, there is a...
You're done for.
You know, you have. That's why I say, you know, it's game knowledge and patience, because I do know where those fights are typically. They're not taking me by surprise, or you know, jumping out and ambushing me. Is there any actual reason to go down here, or is it just a handful of enemies or something?
Oh dear. You might want to surrender.
Yeah, just a handful of enemies, which, yeah, I kind of got pulled into that fight. A little bit frustrating. Did not really want to take it, but it is what it is. Let's continue on. Now, this area, the New Alley Gateway, extremely dangerous because of things like that.
Get ready for pain.
And, you know, like, where do I even cover from it?
Enjoy your nap.
And now, I realistically should go back and farm another extreme token. However, I can't because my link portal is down. So, again, this is where we say, you know, patience and game knowledge.
Yes, I am even stronger now.
Unless I can just randomly farm up an extreme token here, I am just pushing very, very cautiously.
Ain't you courageous?
Her, like, ability to have a range duel is so disappointing for one of the... At least, you know, if they're standing still, you can typically get the one shot. It would be really disappointing if you couldn't even do that. And we got that extreme. We can be a tiny bit more aggressive now.
Enjoy your nap.
Yeah, like this playstyle of kind of like long range spamming, it's not the worst, it's not the most unviable thing. Alright, realistically, I shouldn't waste my blink portal because it is a resource, but I have to get rid of Colossus. I don't want people thinking that this isn't a solo run. He was only brought on to
What do you want?
complete a quest essential puzzle, which is one of our rules. We don't.
It's all in excellent condition. What do you want?
That's right. I came back to get energy pots as well. And we do have the bonus area. I could go do the bonus area just so the link portal is done. So we'll do that just to be safe, because we're gonna have to do it at some point anyway. You know, it's not really side questing. it will be done before this act is done. I'll come here just to loot and get some EXP because you get really good EXP down here.
Terribly sorry about that. It's not going to get any easier, you know.
Damage on combustion is just so miserable. But then, you know, the reality is that the actual, like the true DPS of the Hex ability is kind of miserable as well because half of it misses. But at least it tends to pick off an enemy, which reduces the damage that, you know, is coming back at you, which is very helpful. Good gloves, I believe. Probably can't use them right away, but nice find. This is why I always like to come down to these bonus areas. If I have good gear and I'm, you know, happy with my build and happy with my level, then sure, we skip it. But it's such a enemy dense area that the odds that you're going to go down there and not get something decent are pretty low, but even if you get nothing decent, it's a big chunk of tech bits, it's a big chunk of EXP. I don't know. It frustrates me that it turns you around like that, it flips the map.
What have we here?
Oh, I bet that hurt.
This isn't over.
And we're coming out here the
This
side
is
way,
gonna be sweet.
which this is honestly the safer way to do it, I think. So, good for us. I did the right thing by accident.
Oh my, how did this happen?
Keep back. This one's mine.
Terribly sorry about that.
So we will get an ability later that explodes those boxes. And there is some synergy there, like when you start getting, you know, lots and lots of boxes stacked up. And yeah, this area is dangerous.
Let the games begin.
But we should be okay. As long as we are patient.
That was quite enjoyable.
Camera management in here is painful, which...
Let's see what you can do.
Nice, more gear. You know, even if it's literally just plain white stuff that we sell, we need the money. Like, we're so broke. I could have bought a level, I could have bought an extra skill point if I hadn't spent so much, so many tech bits on energy costs. Like, we're going absolutely ham on them.
Enjoy your nap.
And nice to get that EXP. So we're guaranteed to get to level 20 before we hit the boss here. And that's going to give us a nice fat power spike. We have items lined up already. We're going to clear this back area, which is some of the more dangerous mobs in this entire tile set. And the smart thing would be to probably just skip them, but... to be honest, this area is safe enough as long as you're patient and you just go through it kind of like this, you know, just bait them into you. Don't try to take like a ranged jewel. And this specific area here is not the scariest. Hold on. We just found another set of rare. Not as good. That's so good. Absolutely. Massive. Unfortunately, it looks like that's our only upgrade. See what we got skill point wise. Extra point in combustion. It might be worth, if not keeping pace on that, but at least 1 point. Now here's where this area actually gets dangerous. You can see that group down there. We do not want the smoke. And we'll just chill until this guy pops. We'll go to the...
Terribly sorry about that.
Now, sometimes they pop like that when the ultimate runs out, but sometimes they don't. And if they have a dangerous aura like that, well, it's like, yeah, I get the benefit from it. Here's the thing: what if I'm in here and they, you know, pop back?
You ain't seen the last of me.
And, you know, everything just gets enhanced damage. Even if it's only for a second, it takes me to, like, turn around and kill the guy or hit an ultimate. You know, it's just wait for them to pop. There's other auras that can definitely be worth you taking with you. But yeah, nice to have this area cleared out now. We have 2 extremes, which is good. It's definitely going to help us. There's a couple more dangerous mobs down here, and then there are some dangerous gunners in the next boss area. But we're looking out for that. We should be fine.
This is gonna be sweet.
I thought you'd be miserable.
And yeah, where we can, we do stuff like that. What do we got here? Radiation damage. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we've actually got, like, cracked items for this run. This is... Like, if it is possible for Scarlet Witch to actually feel strong, we should be feeling strong, at the very least, for the rest of this act, because,
Shall we?
like, we just genuinely have 2 best in slot items. Bro, I'm not going down there after you, man. You don't mean that much to me, I'm sorry. Alright, now did this guy have a belt? I think that was the one thing that he didn't have, that I needed.
Sorry, no credit.
Shake that, shake the healthy waistband. Oh, this is a level 30 piece, okay. Might hold on to that. And belts. Did he have anything? And nah, he didn't. Okay, that's
What do you want?
feel like we've been done a little bit dirty there. But it is what it is. Should I get another point? Reality shift. I mean, this is a free skill point, so why not? Hold on, do I have a bottle? No. Okay, I'm looking for my extraction point. Completely lost. Yeah, we go to the gateway. Pop these, we go into the Beyond the Sanctum. I'm curious to see what our boss damage is going to be like now that we have this like really, really good gear. We have Reality Shift, which is a powerful ability for single target damage when you can get that damage on them. And we have the Amplify Lock buff. Like, I feel like we're gonna do a lot of damage, but yeah, it's not gonna be reliable, it's gonna be slow.
You done?
But either way, here we are, Beyond the Sanctum. Nice to have an AoE ability that can just break all these jars. Because you get a lot of tech bits, a lot of potions and stuff from just breaking all this stuff. And if you're really lazy, you can do this. You can like kite them into your AoEs, so you're not having to use separate casts to kill the enemies and then kill the jars. Which, as I said, environmentals in this game basically are enemies. It's the same thing as like in a game like Diablo, where it's like, yeah, they're just enemies. They're enemies that don't fight back. They drop stuff, and they're very, they're usually not very tanky. And they don't fight back, and they don't move.
Keep back. This one's mine.
But you know, you still kill them, and loot comes out.
Back up.
I believe you've lost.
Alright, we continue on. We'll go do this corner, even though we can't get the tech station that you find here, which I think is what we do find down here. This gunner, I want to bait him up if I can. Yeah, see, even our punch damage now is just good. Like, it's crazy how strong good gear in this game is, especially when it's plus physical and plus elemental. Like, we just two-shot these guys. We must no plus. And this is why I say, like, you kind of can build Scarlet Witch as a melee character, where you use Amplify Lock, you use her unique item so that you get, like, almost 50% chance of just flat doubling your damage. You throw Misfortune on everyone, and then you just go in and beat them up, but, you know. That does require you to have gear that, like, you would have to spend a significant amount of time target farming, or just get extremely lucky. I mean, we've been extremely lucky and we still don't, like, we have one best in slot item, we have one that's kind of like an A tier but not quite S tier item. So ideally all of our gear would look like this, where it's like energy, mental, whatever, lightning, and then just raw plus damage. And then any additional affix, beautiful, but doesn't matter. If you just had 3 of those, it's best in slot, you'll crush the game very easily. This is kind of the next best, where you have 2 different types, but it's not as good. And we got a rare belt here, but unfortunately no damage. That's a real shame. We could have had the full yellow set, which always looks and feels really nice. And let's just chuck our buff on right now, because I believe, yeah.
Searching for B. Work to decide the previous
Bleh,
step.
bleh.
If you're not scared, you soon will be.
This guy is actually pretty, yeah, glass cannon, without much in the way of cannon. So yeah.
You cannot have beaten me.
I was expecting him to fold very quickly and very easily. As I said, we have amazing gear, and Reality Shift does not mess around. It does good damage. Particularly, but we still we still have amplify. You still have the max amplify. Like, if Reality Shift just had like a faster projectile, or even a faster cast time, I don't even know that I would, like, it would need to be quite a bit faster, you know. But if it were significantly faster, I feel like Wanda could actually be pretty fun, because you do have Amplify Luck, you do have Hex Mastery, so you can buff the damage of Reality Shift like out the wazoo. You then can build into Hex Explosion to like blow up environmentals and stuff like that, which obviously you're going to run out of them, and enemies aren't always near them, so you know it's not that feasible. What you can do is blow up your own boxes that you make with Reality Shift. Now that's not going to help versus a boss, but who cares, because Reality Shift on its own, with Amplify Lock and everything else, can burst down bosses quite nicely. I should have enough, yeah, I have enough energy for this. I don't need to go back. And I have maxed out extremes. This is scary.
Indeed. Perhaps bodyguard Sergeant which
Like, I'm ulting this. I don't want the smoke.
Stand up and fight.
Because they can CC you, and they have enhanced damage. So, if they CC you, and you're helpless and you can't kill them, you die very, very, very quickly. But we're going to wait for this guy to swap back to our side, kill him, grab whatever he drops. Hopefully he drops us the last little slice of pie for an extreme. And then we continue on. And do the Mikhail boss fight. And this, an hour and 10 minutes roughly for Act 2. This hasn't been that slow. As I said, Wanda really does kind of get her act together for Act 2. But then we will start to struggle very, very badly in like the core, in the Infinite Factory. In Act 4, it's going to get really rough.
you almost disrupt. Doctor, even this ain't. It would seem there isn't enough of me to go around. The more you fight me, the more of me there is to fight.
So one of the main things in this boss fight is like, it's kind of not, like you are going to get chain CC'd at some point, but as long as you're kind of out in the open, it's not too bad. When it gets really dangerous is if you're stuck in a corner. Because otherwise what they'll do is they'll just keep bouncing you around until eventually you bounce out of their fight line, and then you can get a chance to kill one of them.
Was fun,
But being able to one-shot them does make your life a lot easier. Being able to one-shot them in range. And again, this ability is decent against bosses, because bosses tend to have big hitboxes, so...
That may be the correct location, but are you smart enough to use it?
Are you... Auto-targeting just trolls you so hard sometimes in this game. And we're just gonna kill them, and hopefully melee guys respawn. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, 100%. Like, you can see where my cursor is, can't you?
You have lowered 3 of my shields. This be.
Actually, yeah, we want to kill this guy and get a melee guy instead.
You've lost.
There we go. Hey, buddy.
Think you have it figured out, don't you?
It's like, I'm sorry, I can never not get frustrated when, like, I point and click somewhere on the screen and, like, it just doesn't go there. But we should be able to kill... Assuming we can target him, then we should be able to kill this guy relatively... Assuming we can hit him, then we should be able to kill this guy relatively quickly.
I can feel the energy.
But you have to understand, like, the things I'm saying about, like, that are not so bad about the character's build, like, it's such cope. Because I'm literally saying, like, well, yes, if the enemies just hold still and don't do too much damage to you, you actually kill them relatively quickly. And it's like, well, then you don't need to kill them relatively quickly. Like, who cares at that point? Like, if you ever find yourself in a situation where it's like, I have to immediately do effective damage this instant or I die, this character will basically fall over, unless she has ult. And even then, as I've said, her ult is of questionable value and it slows the heck out of you, because you have to wait around for the enemies you, like, turned to explode and die, or, you know, turn hostile again so you can kill them, rather than them turning hostile in a room full of enemies. Like, it's probably the only ultimate ability that can actually, like, actively mess you up. Aside from, well, I think Wolverine and Sabretooth have, like, the most legendarily bad ultimate, where it's like, cast it and you have, like, a minute during, like, if you die within that, like, minute, then you come back to life with, like, 10% of your health, and it's just like, if the thing that killed you is just gonna kill you again, you know? Like, you have to... Like, it killed you when you have 100% of your health. How is it not gonna kill you again when you have 10%? It's such a goofy ultimate.
You're too late.
I don't know that it can even save you from being ledge either, which is one of the things that would actually be really amazing for you. You could, like, cast it on yourself while going through the core and then just, like, not worry. But this hasn't been too bad. We've gotten, like, legendarily good item drops, which I'm super happy about.
I suppose I should. How? Please stop.
I still have a qualifying exam to do, which I haven't done, which I guess I'll go do now. Grab that extra skill point. And the thing is, at some point, I probably will want to go back and do all of the danger missions that I have skipped, because I am just going to want the EXP at some point. But right now, it's like, okay, we're high enough level to use our best equipment, and you know, I'm actually like farming some skill points. We're not, you know, I'm not sort of looking at saying, oh, I wish I had a skill point for that. Like, we're not high enough level to put the points in that I would like to be putting in. So, not that down bad for skill points. How did I mess that up? Anyway.
Scarlet
I do
with
so pity our adversaries.
You may now begin your course.
So reality shift just does decent damage. It's like not the worst. Extra energy potions, why not? Huh?
Qualifying exam has been completed. Grade, passed. Congratulations.
I feel like it took way too long, but actually, done. Not too bad. So let's just save, just in case the game has a moment, and we'll move on over to Act 3, where I'll be continuing tomorrow. Tomorrow, I might see if I can get multiple quests on, but going through the core is going to take a long time. I went through the wrong thing. Okay. No. Please. Stop bothering me.
Thanks to your
Okay. I'll stop making fun of the man in the wheelchair.
Greetings. Precise. No. At the field.
Alright, let's grab ourselves a screenshot if we can for my next episode. Lovely. And I'll save here and see you guys tomorrow, where we shall continue on what I would say probably the more difficult areas of the game, at least the core, certainly. But yeah, let's hope we can make it through. I am up for the challenge. Anyway, take care. Catch you guys on the flip side. Thanks, Dave.